Now, today we are looking at the story of a very powerful judge, a magistrate of the High Court who changed the course of history in this country. My brother, my sister, the story is a very sad one, but somebody needs to tell the story. And I have been chosen by the powers that be to tell this story. Today we are telling the story of Cecilia Koranteng-Addow. Cecilia Koranteng-Addow, and Cecilia is spelled C-E-C-I-L-I-A. Koranteng-Addow is hyphenated. Koranteng is K-O-A. I beg your pardon, take it again. K-O-R-A-N-T-E-N-G. And Addow is A-D-D-O-W. Cecilia Koranteng-Addow was born on the 24th day of May, 1936. And she was actually born Cecilia Gazy. Cecilia Gazy. But she became Cecilia Koranteng-Addow. Yes, Cecilia Koranteng-Addow in marriage, matrimony. She was a high court judge in Ghana from 1975 until the 30th of June 1982 during the second military rule of Jerry John Rawlings. The story goes like this. Cecilia Afran Gazy was born in Assin Nsuta in the Gold Coast, today called Ghana, in 1936. As you were told, the 24th day of May 1936, she was born to Philip Afran Gazy, a businessman, and Mary Ajua Kwansa Buafo, a housewife and one of Cecilia's father's wives. In fact, she belonged to the royal Asinian family of Adansi Madoma. Brother, my sister, the young Cecilia went to school at the Roman Catholic school at Asin Anyina Brim and the Asin Edubiasi Methodist School near Asin Nsuta. She went to village schools and she would walk several miles to school. She then went to secondary school in the nearby school, which later got known as Our Lady of Apostles College of Education. And then completing her secondary education, she continued at Holy Child High School. And in 1959, my brother, my sister, our heroine was only 22 and a half years old. She left school and moved to the United Kingdom, England, where she studied LLB law at the University of Hull, Hull. Now, the University of Hull is a public research university in Kingston upon Hull, a city in the East Riding of Yorkshire, England. And it was founded in 1927. In fact, my brother, my sister, the University College of Hull, or the University College Hull, is the main university campus located in Hull and is home to the Hull York Medical School. This was the school our heroine attended, my brother, my sister, in 1959, 2 years after the independence of this nation. She completed her studies and she was called to the bar at Lincoln's Inn in London in 1963. That's about 4 years later. After completing her school in the UK, she returned to Ghana the following year in 1964 and began working as a lawyer in the private legal practice of Opoku Achiampong and Co. In fact, she was eventually recruited as a magistrate by the Ghanaian judicial system. Now, who is a magistrate? Now, the term magistrate is used in a variety of systems of governments and laws to refer to a civilian officer who administers the law in ancient Rome, and it was adopted in Ghana by the Ghanaian Judicial Service. After working for several years as a judge in Ghana's district court and Circuit Court, Cecilia was appointed as a High Court judge in 1975. I was only 1 year old. 75. She became a judge in Ghana's High Court. My brother, my sister, a position which she held until her death in 1982. But listen to what happened 2 years before she died. In 1980, whilst Rawlings, my brother, my sister, was still in power, getting ready to hand over to Hilary Liman after the elections in 1981, Cecilia ruled in favor of a businessman by name Mr. Shackelford, who had been detained during the 1979 revolution led by J.J. Rawlings. In fact, Cecilia held that there was no justification for the detention and directed the release of this man called Mr. Shackelford. He was released, and quickly he fled the nation because he knew what would be in place for him. Cecilia was the first judge to ever question the transitional provisions of the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council, AFC, led by J.J. Rawlings. J.J. Rawlings didn't like it. She was the first woman to question the AFRC legally in court and take decisions against the AFRC. She was marked, my brother, my sister. Hey, my brother, my sister, as if that was not enough. Now there was a rioting by the workers of GIHOC, that's the Ghana Industrial Holding Corporation, who attacked Parliament in Ghana's State Republic. There was a man by name Joachim Amatekwe. He was one of the leaders of the rioting workers. Later in life, he became a member of Rawlings' Provisional National Defense Council, PNDC. And he admitted that he was one of those responsible for the murder of Cecilia in 1982. They had harbored that. They saw her as an enemy of the PNDC and the AFRC. Therefore, they marked her and some other judges of the High Court of Ghana who had ruled against the AFRC and the PNDC. In Rawlings' second coming, my brother, my sister, after overthrowing Hilary Liman, the murder happened in 1982. My brother, my sister, before the murder, let's look at the personal life of our heroine for today, Cecilia Koranteng-Addow. Remember, I told you she was born Cecilia Afran Gazy. But when she got married, her name changed. And in fact, her name changed 2 times. While she was in London, she met a man by name Nicholas Liverpool. And Nicholas Liverpool was actually from Dominica. Oh, yes. He was a black man. His full name was Nicholas Joseph Harville Liverpool. He was a politician and a jurist. In other words, he was a lawyer. My brother, my sister, from Dominica. And look at the interesting thing that happened. They were married and they had 4 children. My brother, my sister, she got married to this man in 1963. And remember, that was her last year in England. In 1964, she returned to Ghana to practice. Brother, my sister, she was married to Liverpool. And they had 4 children. And that marriage, my brother, my sister, lasted until she moved to Ghana. They had 4 children. Listen to the interesting thing. Philip Liverpool, and then Rebecca Gomes, or Nee Liverpool. Susan Mbia, who got married to a Ghanaian. And Nee Liverpool. Nee means the original birth, her father's name. You know, when a woman gets married, she picks up the husband's name. And then Nana Ama Brantio, also a Liverpool. My brother, my sister, all these 4 children were born to Mr. Liverpool and Cecilia Koranteng-Addow. In fact, she became a Koranteng-Addow when she got married, my brother, my sister, to another man by name Koranteng-Addow. And her name changed one more time. Now he was called Gustav Koranteng-Addow. They got married in 1974. The marriage only lasted 8 years until her death. How did she die? She was abducted on the 30th of June in 1982 and then carried all the way alongside some other Supreme Court justices. Frederick Pokusa Kodie, Kojo Ajay Achampong, my brother, my sister, and a retired army officer, Sam Akwa, during the second military rule of Rawlins, and carried all the way, my brother, my sister, to Bundansi. And there, these people were all executed. Fingers pointed at Kojo Chikata, Rawlins himself, and Joachim Amate. Joachim took the bullet and said he was the one, amongst other people. My brother, my sister, some of these people were also arrested and sentenced to death by firing squad. Amedeka escaped from the Nsawam prison and Oshaford prisons, where the others were being kept. But Senya, Hekli, Jandu, and Amate Kwei were found guilty of murder, sentenced to death, and executed by firing squad. My brother, my sister, in the days of Rawlins. Cecilia and the other 2 murdered justices are remembered in an annual judicial service every year. My brother, my sister, on the 30th. Oh, yes, on the 30th of June. And they have their busts, small statues, resting right there, my brother, my sister, at the law house, my brother, my sister. And this is what it is. And they are called the martyrs of the rule of law. And this is what you see right now. My brother, my sister, this is it. Oh my God. Their statues stand in front of the Supreme Court of Ghana building today. Today, I have the privilege to be talking to you about this great black woman, Cecilia Koranteng-Addow. Oh my God. These are the justices who were killed. All because, my brother, my sister, they did not rule in favor of the AFRC and the PNDC led by Rawlins. Mami uni nyame nko na waye bi. Mami misi waye bi. Mami uni nyame nko. Oh mami wo ya. She died at a young age of only 46. She only had children, my brother, my sister, with a Dominican man who later became president of his country, Dominica. Oh yes. The first man she married became president of Dominica. Oh yes, Nicholas Liverpool became president. From the 2nd of October 2003 to 17th September 2012, he was president for 9 solid years. Today we remember you. Liverpool himself died on the 1st day of June in 2015. My brother, my sister, today we remember you. He never also had children, even though he got remarried to Verna Liverpool. They never had children. And his Ghanaian wife also never made any children in a second marriage. They had 4 children in all. This is the man we're talking about, Liverpool. Today we remember you, Mami. Mami, misi uni nyame nko wate. Mami Damri Fadue, Mami Cecilia Koranteng-Addow. Uni nyaminko wate. Missy uni nyaminko. In fact, 6 years later, her husband Koranteng also died on the 12th day of February in 1988. He was the Attorney General and the Commissioner of Justice of Ghana from 9th October 1975 all the way to 1979 in January under the Supreme Military Council. Uni nyaminko wate. Mami, bye-bye you. This is a casket. Her child body was found. And they buried this body. May her body, mind, and soul rest in perfect peace as we remember her today.
Papa mula home, mama mula home, how na ima vinye.
In the burden of knowledge, I ask you, now that you know what to do, be at any ole mini oba fe yezuda kagane mezaka yini. Yeah, papango boka ya nfifi ya nyanu kai na woba na henwe be den lele anjima singa be kunne lele anjima singa be. It's been the African history class, and the photo you saw few as the photo of Gustav Koranteng-Addow. That's him. The man that she got married to, and the marriage was childless. My brother, my sister, he himself died on the 12th of February in 1988. He was an Attorney General and a Commissioner for Justice of Ghana. My brother, my sister, from 1975 all the way to 1979 under the SMC. Today we remember you, but remember and make way for the lion.